Hello friends, welcome back. We are now starting a new series and it's called JavaScript Events. Okay, a lot of exciting things happening here. You're gonna learn how to create buttons and radio buttons and check boxes and many things. Okay, and what you're gonna do is we're gonna use some code to understand exactly what JavaScript events are and how you can manipulate with them. But before I get into that, I had some notes for you to share about JavaScript events. Let's take a look. Okay, JavaScript events are HTML events, okay, and these are things that happen to HTML elements. Okay, when JavaScript is used in HTML pages, JavaScript can react on these events. Okay, and an HTML event can be something the browser does or something a user does. Okay, the browser could pop up a question or a user could respond to the question, stuff like that. There could be a window popping up and there could be a response to the window. So it could be user generated or browser generated. These are HTML events. And some examples are an HTML web page has finished loading, an HTML input field was changed, an HTML button was clicked. Often when events happen, you may want to do something. Okay, there's a question on the screen by the browser. Of course, you're going to answer it. Very common examples are, do you want to remember this password, or are you sure you want to leave this page, or cookies are being placed on your browser, are you okay with it, can you click on the cookie privacy policy, and all of those things. These are browser generated questions and you need to be able to take a decision and press the right button, and that itself, all of these are series of events. So in this video, in this series of videos, I'm going to talk about JavaScript events. HTML allows event handler attributes. Notice the word event handler and know that this is a very important word, event handler. Okay, event handler is a piece of code which tells the program, which tells the window or whatever object you're working on what to do, how to behave in response to the customer action, the user action. HTML allows event handler attributes with JavaScript code to be added to HTML elements. So with single quotes, you could say some HTML element, some event, some JavaScript, and this is how you write event handler. And you could write with double quotes like some HTML element, some event is equal to some JavaScript. So this is how you can write HTML events and event handler code. Okay, what I would like to do is just go back to my notepad and give you an example in which the JavaScript code changes the content of the element with ID is equal to demo. Okay, let's look at this example here and let's begin writing. Let me delete this and let's begin the code. Doc type HTML. Open up the HTML tag. Open up the body tag and say button on click is equal to document dot get element by ID demo dot inner HTML is equal to date. The time is, close the button tag. Okay, and just follow the code. I'll show you what it looks like. PID is equal to demo. Okay, so the JavaScript code will change the content of the element with ID is equal to demo, and close the paragraph tag, and close the body tag, and close the HTML tag. Okay, let me save this file as event1. I already tried to save it, but I want to save it as HTML as well and run this code for you. Let's make sure I didn't do any typos. Okay, all files, I want to save it as .html. Great. All right, and let's try to find it here. It's good, should be up there, event 1. The time is, oh great, Did you see that? Let me run this again. Okay, the time is button, and you click on the button and you see the answer, Tuesday, September 13, 2016, and the time is given exactly where I'm located. Okay, run this again. So what event is triggering the action? The event is on click. Let's look at the code. On click is equal to document.get inner dot element by id demo dot inner html is equal to date, calling the date function of the computer. Okay, it's interacting with the computer and it's finding out the date function. The time is button. Okay, so the button has a property on click, and once you click on click, you should give this answer, document.get element by id demo, okay, dot inner html is equal to date. Again, it's kind of fun, isn't it? Calling the function date. All right, let's look at another example here. All right, in the next example, the code will change the content of its own element using this dot inner html. Okay, so doc type html, that's fine. Let me just make a few changes here. Okay, doc type html, all of this is fine, and button on click is this dot inner html date. Okay, you can also call, instead of saying document.get element by id demo, you could simply say this, no need for demo, just remove this entire tag here. Okay, button on click is equal to this dot inner html is equal to date, and this all comes within the tag of the button tag, and the time is, okay, let's try to run this. You should see the same result. Save and refresh, same result. The time is, there you go. Okay, it's displayed on the button. Let me see how I can make it display somewhere else. Okay, seems like if you want the answer in the second line, you have to add a break as well. And for now, I think it's okay if you press the time is button, and it will show this dot inner html is equal to date. This is nothing but the button itself. Okay, so it's showing the entire time within the button, which is fine aesthetically speaking. No issues with that. Okay, let's look at the next example. All right, the problem with JavaScript code is that it is often several lines long. Okay, it is more common to see event attributes calling functions. So let's look at, because you barely write something like this. JavaScript coding is like several lines long, and usually the reason why it's long is because you are trying to write functions and access functions within variables, and all of those things. So let's look at the proper code, proper way events are generated in HTML, okay, using JavaScript. All right, friends, I'm just going to go ahead and delete this and begin typing doc type HTML. Open up the HTML tag, open up the body tag, and click on the button to display the date. Okay, this is how you can use this piece of code to replace with any kind of scenario that you think of. Okay, now open up the button tag, button on click is equal to display date. The time is button. Script function display date document dot get element by id demo dot inner HTML is equal to date. Okay, and close the script tag. Open the paragraph tag and say id is equal to demo, and close the paragraph tag, the body tag. I'll have to proofread this before I run it, so please try to do it yourself as well. Proofread the code. Great. Alright, let me save this as event 2, and I also want to save it as HTML file .html. Great. And open up the event 2. Click the button to display the date. The time is this, much better. Okay, Tuesday, September 13, 2016, and all those things. So this is a much better solution. If you refresh, you can try this again. Click the button to display the date. The time is this is the time. Alright, up next I'm going to talk about common HTML events. I have some notes for you to share and of course some examples. So I think I can easily finish this up in the next video. So I'll see you there. Bye.